Hey, Shalom. I want to start by giving all honor and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone who rule well and teach well, who taught me this truth through the Holy Spirit, the Rakakwadash. And Shalom to you brothers and sisters out here listening and learning. Lord's will repenting. All right, today we're gonna get into this article from Forbes. It looks like. Okay, and this article shows us, the capabilities of the Russian arsenal. Okay, they have a new weapon at their arsenal. Okay, and this one here, okay, it says Russia possesses catastrophic weapons. The U.S. will be better off preventing their use. And the reason why I'm bringing this out, okay, because this particular weapon, okay, is going to be capable, all right, of destroying different satellites. Okay, for those that don't know, okay, the scripture explicitly talks about nuclear missiles, okay, but those with eyes to see will be able to see these things. Okay, if we go to the book of Joel, okay, we can read the second chapter and the first verse. It says, "Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and gloomiest, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong, they have never been the like, neither shall there be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. It says, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth." Okay, and we look at this picture, okay, and we can see what Joel was vision that he saw. Okay, the fire before and a flame behind. Okay, and that fire would be that nuclear warhead. Okay, this is what Joel was able to see. Okay, it says the land is as the Garden of Eden before them. Okay, so before they hit, the land is as the Garden of Eden. Okay, full of trees, different vegetation. Okay, this is how it will look. It said, "And behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, nothing shall escape them." Okay, and you can get the idea of what happened after. Okay, it was a Garden of Eden, and after that, the nuclear missiles hit. It was just a wasteland. Okay, similar to that movie or that show, that video game, Fallout 4. Okay, it says the appearance of them is as an appearance of horses and horsemen, so shall they run. Okay, and that's basically describing a army. Okay, because these nuclear weapons are designed, okay, to replace an army. Okay, let's look at this real quick. Bear with me. Okay, and I Googled it. It says nuclear missiles are not generally designed to replace an army, but rather to supplement conventional armed forces. Okay, it's a force multiplier, it says. Okay, and that's the same thing as a horseman. Okay, horses, supplement an army and is a force multiplier. It says they're intended to destroy armored mechanized formations. Okay, and that goes into formations, okay, or infrastructure without needing a massive sustained infantry. Okay, so they are designed to replace an army. And that's why you got to just read through this Google, okay, because, it's really, Esau buries the truth, okay. You have to go there, you have to actually read it to see, and they'll tell you yes, okay. Again, I'll read it. It says, So it says it was designed to destroy infrastructure without a traditional army. Okay, so it is army replacement. Okay, and these damn devils are going to pay for all the lies they told. All right, and it says the noise, like the noise of a chariot on tops of the mountain, shall they leap. Okay, meaning they're going to be loud. Okay, let's hear a nuclear. Let's say a nuclear missile launch. And this is fair use. Okay? This is all for edification. All right? Let's hear one. Okay? Because this is how they described it. Okay, and that's what Joel, right? The noise of a chariot. On tops of mountains they leap, and the noise of a flame that devoureth the stubble, as strong people set in a battle array. Okay? I'll keep reading. It says, before their face the people shall be much pain. All faces shall gather blackness. Okay? And this is what it's going to be, okay? When that fire burns, hey, everybody's going to be turned into dust. It says, they shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the walls like men of war. They shall march everyone on his ways, and they shall not break ranks, okay? Meaning they're going to hit, whatever they're intended to hit, whatever target, is inputted, okay, into their computer before it's launched. Whatever coordinates, okay, they put in there, okay, is gonna hit that. And I'm gonna show, that the Lord has a weapon, designed to do away with these missile interceptors. Okay, it says neither shall one thrust another. Okay, and these nuclear weapons have thrusters. Okay, and let's look. Okay, let's see. Okay, and this is an ancient book. Okay, so any of y'all scoffers, okay, this right here should put you to bed. Okay, you shouldn't even be watching this video anyway if you're scoffing, but this right here put it to rest. It says nuclear thrusters, primarily utilizing nuclear thermal propulsion, offer a high efficiency alternative to chemical rockets for deep space travel. Okay, so they do have thrusters. Okay, let's take a look at a thruster. Okay, just for just to see what it is. Okay, and this is it right here. All right, this is a thruster right here. So the Lord put these things together. All right. And this is a dangerous thing the Lord made. Okay, these are the weapons of the Lord's indignation. Okay, neither shall one thrust at another. They shall walk every one in his path. Okay, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. Okay, that word sword, okay, is Selah. Okay.
Strong's H7973, Shalach.
It says weapon, a missile. Okay, a sprout, a missile, a weapon. Okay, so this is talking about weapons and missiles. All right, so for all you scoffers, there it is. All right, so Russia, okay, has designed this new one. Okay, this is the article. It says now it's time for the U.S. military to ensure that Russia does not launch a nuclear-tipped anti-satellite missile in orbit. To do this, the Americans must at minimum improve their defenses and use all available diplomatic means to de-escalate the standoff between Russia and the U.S. I'm going to jump down. It says the expert explained. Hold on. It says the expert explained that in his opinion, a detonation of a thermonuclear warhead in low Earth orbit near the International Space Station could render the station uninhabitable and destroy thousands of Western European and American satellites. If the detonation occurred at an altitude of 400 kilometers above the Earth, it would make the orbital band too dangerous for new spacecraft to enter. Okay, so this could be, what causes a false flag. Okay, and what causes, these devils to bring in that C-hip. Okay, that's all we needed for one of these to go off. Okay, and these devils got to bring in the C-hip, man. Okay, that false flag black swan event. All right, and make no mistake about it, these devils will do that. Okay, they will go to that length. Okay, it says, according to an expert, the U.S. government allegedly discovered as early as 2024 the Russian engineers were working on a nuclear interceptor missile. This weapon, the expert continued, poses a catastrophic threat to the U.S. and its allies, including the Space Alliance. So it would be best to eliminate it before it is deployed in low Earth orbit. This super bomb poses a primary threat to space satellites and astronauts outposts and orbit. Okay, so this could also cause them, to bring a preemptive strike, okay, against Russia. Okay, and this would be a cause for hysteria if Americans found this out, that they had these weapons and they were able to do this. Okay, because Esau goes on public opinion. Okay, so all he needs is, to threaten the people with, taking out the internet, or threatening their way of life. Okay, and these people will go for it. They'll go for anything, right? They ain't even do nothing when they found out, these people were raping kids and drinking blood, man. Okay, so these are the stupidest people in the world. Okay, and the Lord is bringing these things together. Let me get this. This is Isaiah 13:5. Matter of fact. This is 13:3. It says, I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones from my anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. Okay? It says, the noises of a multitude in the mountains and as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of the nation gathered together. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua mustereth the host of the battle. They come from a far country, even from the end of heaven, even the Lord, and the weapon of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Okay? And, these devils understand this. Okay? But you Jake out here acting like, the Lord love everybody and he going to save everybody. No, the Lord is going to destroy this place. Okay, for the things that he's done. And you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and you speckled birds, that look like these other nations, you better be getting it together, okay? Because the Lord is moving fast, okay? He's speeding up the time, all right? And you don't want to get caught out there, okay? And this is a warning, okay? This is why it doesn't sound too pleasant the way we talk, okay? Because this is a warning, okay? And you'll be good to take heed of the warning, okay? Because the Lord is mad, okay? It says the weapons of his indignation. Let's look at what this indignation means, okay? That word indignation.
Strong's H2195. Za'am.
Okay, that word
Za'am
means anger, okay? Rage, okay? The Lord is mad. He's angry. He's raging mad. Okay, and he has these weapons for that time. Okay, the Lord created the smith that bloweth the coals. The Lord puts it on these people's mind. Okay, and we're very close to this time. Okay, let me get one more. Okay, this is Malachi 4:1. It says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all they that do wickedly. Okay, so all these homosexuals, okay, all these Edomites, okay, all these Jakes, that go along with Esau, okay, all these athletes, okay, these are the wicked people, man. Okay, these people that have made covenants and sold their soul, all right? If you're not covered by the blood of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the blood of Yahweh Shai, okay, you are going to be considered wicked. Okay, and the Lord is not going to redeem you. Okay, you are going to burn in this oven. Okay, these nuclear missiles. Okay, a nuclear missile gets to the heat. Okay, let's see how hot a nuclear missile gets. Okay, a nuclear bomb, right? It said a nuclear bomb generates extreme temperatures at their center, reaching tens of hundreds of millions of degrees. Okay, hotter than the core of the sun. Okay, so this is gonna be the day that burns as an oven. Okay, and this is why the Lord say, that He's gonna have to come and get us. Okay, let me see this. This is Isaiah 24 and 20. It says, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. Okay, this was gonna happen when these nuclear missiles say it's gonna be an earthquake. Okay, and the whole world is gonna feel it. Okay, it said, and it shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgressions thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. Okay, meaning Esau's kingdom. Okay, and the Lord is going to have to come out of it. He's going to have to take us out of this. Let me get it in Revelations. Let me see. This is Revelation 18 and 4. It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. So when the Lord calls us up, this is what He's calling us up for. Okay, when them nuclear missiles hit, hey, He's gonna have to take us off this place. This is how bad it's gonna be. It's okay. It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sin, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Okay, and you are going to have to be taken out of this place in order to be delivered from America. Okay, nobody's getting out of Babylon unless it's on them chariots. Okay, and not the whole world won't be destroyed. Okay, a lot of it will be touched by nuclear missiles. Okay, but the whole world will not be destroyed. But America, the whole America, Babylon will be destroyed. Okay, and nobody will ever inhabit it again. All right, and this is where we're going to. This is where we're getting at. Okay, and we're getting to that day. Okay, again, back in Malachi, that day that burned as an oven. Okay, and all the proud and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day cometh that shall burn them up, saith Yahweh Hashem Yahushua of hosts, that it shall leave neither root nor branch. Okay, and this is why these elite, so I wouldn't say, for instance, that they're so worried, but they are worried, but this is why they do the things that they do. Okay, because they understand that, this is going to be the end of them. Okay, and they're trying everything they can not to use it, but the Lord is on their mind, man. Okay, and really they don't want to use it. Okay, but the Lord say that He's gonna knock them out of their hand. Okay, the Lord say He's gonna knock the arrows out of their hand. Okay, so they really have no control, and it's why you should fear. Okay, because the Lord, He's the one that has the ultimate say. Okay, so it's best to get on His good side. Not His best. You better get on His good side. Okay, or you will be destroyed here. This is Ezekiel, the 39th chapter. Okay, and 1, it says, therefore, son of man, prophesy against Gog, and say, thus saith the Lord power. Okay, Gog would be the Russians. Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and leave but a sixth part of thee, and will cause thee to come up from the north parts. And I will bring thee upon the mountains of Israel, and I will smite thy bow out of thy left hand, and cause thy arrows to fall out of thy right hand. Okay, so the Lord is going to have to knock them out of their hand. Okay, because they don't want to do it. Right, because they understand that that's the end of them. Okay, and that's why they want to have all these talks, and they don't want Iran to get none. Okay, because Iran is going to be the one. Okay, Iran as well as Russia and Persia. Well, Persia is Iran, but Russia and Turkey and some of these Hamite nations. Okay, which is spoken about in Ezekiel the 38th chapter. Okay, this is what's being prepared. Okay, whether you know it or not, whether the Bible talks about that. A lot of y'all think, the Bible is just an old played out book that, it's not relevant any longer. Okay, but you will be so mistaken. Okay, because this, the scriptures is a living water. Okay, so, there's prophecies in the Bible that hasn't come to pass, and this is one of them. Okay, and these devils are trying their damnedest. Okay, to try to kick the can down the road again. All right, but the Lord, has prepared their destruction. Okay, and they're going to be burned up. Okay, back in Malachi, I'll read it again. It said, "The day come that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. The day cometh that shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, and shall not, and that it shall leave them neither root nor branch." Okay. So these devils, we're getting there, all right? And these Russians have new technology, okay? Whether they'll use it or not remains to be seen, okay? But this will be a perfect, excuse, okay, for them to, implement the New World Order and bring in the microchip, okay? Bring in the beast system, okay, as a deterrent for a nuclear war. Okay. Hey, whatever they got to do, however they got to do it. But we know that the Lord is going, whether they want to use it or not, the Lord has full control. Okay, matter of fact, let's see this video just to prove it. So this is an old video. Let me see if I can find it. Right here. I'm playing this. Okay, this is fair use. Okay, let's hear what this devil got to say.
Declassified U.S. government documents and witness testimony from former or retired U.S. military personnel confirm beyond any doubt the reality of ongoing UFO incursions at nuclear weapons sites. When I say UFO, the witnesses have described these craft as disc-shaped or cylindrical-shaped or spherical. These objects are capable of both hovering and high-velocity flight, usually completely silently. Over the past 37 years, I have personally located and interviewed more than 120 of these former or retired military personnel, all of whom report UFO incidents at one or more of the following locations: nuclear missile sites, nuclear weapons storage areas, and nuclear weapons test sites in Nevada and the Pacific during the era of atomic atmospheric testing. I believe, these gentlemen believe, that this planet is being visited by beings from another world who, for whatever reason, have taken an interest in the nuclear arms race which began at the end of World War II. Regarding the missile shutdown incidents, my opinion, their opinion, is that whoever are aboard these craft are sending a signal to both Washington and Moscow, among others, that we are playing with fire, that the possession and threatened use of nuclear weapons potentially threatens the human race and the integrity of the planetary environment.
Good afternoon. My name is Robert Salas. In 1967, I was a first lieutenant stationed at Malmstrom Air Force Base, Montana. I was a missile launch officer, and on March 24th, 1967, I was on duty at what we called Oscar Flight. It is a underground capsule hardened site, about 60 feet underground. We had security guards topside. The main guard is called a flight security controller. My commander at the time was Lieutenant Fred Mywald, now retired Colonel Fred Mywald. Sometime in the evening hours on March 24th, I received a call from one of my topside guards, the flight security controller, stating that they had been observing strange lights in the sky, making odd maneuvers, and wanted to report it. I thought it was kind of a strange report, but I took it seriously. You have to understand we were protecting nuclear weapons, and the reports we generally got were very professional. At any rate, I kind of dismissed the call. He called back about 5 minutes later. This time he was screaming into the phone saying they're looking at an object, a red glowing object hovering just above our front gate. This object was about 30 feet in diameter. He couldn't make out too much of the details of the object, only that it was pulsating, and he had all the guards out there. He was very frightened. Wanted me to give him direction. I think I said something like, make sure nothing comes inside the perimeter fence. He immediately hung the phone up. I went to wake my commander, Fred Mywald, who was taking a rest break. Started to tell him about the phone call, and just as I told him, our missiles began going into what's called a no-go condition, or unlaunchable. Essentially, they were disabled while this object was still hovering over our site, our launch control facility.
So there it is. You know, they have control over them. Okay, they can stop them from launching, or they can start them. Okay, it's all in the hands of the Lord. So, you know, get on his good side while you still can. I'll end it right there.